Hello, our top story tonight. Teachers are to decide what grades to award GCSE and A-level students after this summer's exams were cancelled. Children have lost around 6 months of face-to-face teaching because of the pandemic. So how will teacher assessments work? They could use questions set by exam boards, but this will be optional. They'll consider mock exam results and coursework like essays. The grades they decide on will need to be submitted to exam boards by the 18th of June with results from the 9th August onwards. So what has the reaction been from teachers and pupils? Here's Sam Reid.
The faces of a generation that will miss out on a rite of passage, the big formal end-of-year exam. Benjy and Neha should have been sitting A-level exams this year at Shenley Brook End School in Milton Keynes, but the formal tests are off.
Not having those end-of-year exams is a definite kicker. You're always working towards the end-of-the-year exams where, you sit at the exam table, you do that exam and then you get your grade.
Everyone sat the same exam, everyone's talking about what they did and what answers they got and everything like that. It's that sense of unity, and I'm really going to miss that. It's something that you work towards for so long, and to have that taken away, it's like, oh, what now? What have I been working towards?
Traditional exams didn't happen last year either, but an algorithm used to work out results was deemed unfair to some and scrapped. So this year, from the start, teachers will decide grades for GCSEs and A-levels. They'll use mock exams, coursework and essays to help them decide. Exam boards will set questions this year, but schools don't have to use them.
I'd like to go to university. I'd study economics. Teachers giving me my grades is definitely going to have an impact on what I'm able to do. But I think teachers then give me that grades. I'm confident that they'll be able to give me those grades, that I'll be able to do what I wish to do.
Personally, for me, I'm feeling really confident about it. I have full trust in that I will get the grades that I deserve.
Some are concerned about how robust and fair the system will be. The head here says it's the only sensible option. How can individual teachers making these decisions across the country come up with consistent results?
Because the truth is, this won't be a decision that's made by an individual teacher. Teachers work in teams, and teams collaborate across the school, and schools collaborate with other schools. And therefore, the final decisions will be through a process of moderation, standardisation, discussion.
GCSE students are facing the same situation. At Comberton Village College in Cambridgeshire, they're pleased teachers will now decide.
I feel relieved because I don't want to be sat in a hall with everyone around me. I can focus on my work that I need to do rather than on an exam, and it takes the worry off my shoulders.
I think it's better than doing the exams because they know my grades and they know what I'm capable of, so I think it's going to be more fair than sitting an exam because you have good days and bad days, and on the bad days you do worse.
For the leadership, today's announcement brings to an end a difficult period.
After months of anxiety and uncertainty for pupils and for teachers, we know where we are, and we will look forward to providing opportunities for pupils to show what they have achieved, to use a range of evidence to show that, many of which we have already. Schools have a lot of data on pupils.
It feels that this is a generation that's lost something that can't be repeated. The government says its plan is the fairest way to reduce the long-term impact.
Well, we can join Sam now. And Sam, no algorithm, no computer programme deciding results like last year. That, of course, attracted huge criticism, especially over the fairness of the system. Has the government got it right this time round?
That's certainly what they hope, by giving all this flexibility and responsibility to teachers. Some are concerned about what's called grade inflation. Now, some don't like that term, but we're basically talking about more students getting those top grades. And in fact, Robert Halfon, he's the Harlow MP and chair of the Education Select Committee, a group of MPs. He said today, while this was the least worst option, he asked the government how they were going to avoid a situation of a wild west of grading. So clearly there's a concern. The Education Secretary saying there would be spot checks to stop malpractice.
And what about the appeal system? What can students do if they think they've been marked unfairly?
Well, results day has actually been brought forward to allow more time for appeals. So the government says everyone who wants to appeal will get that opportunity because, of course, universities and employers, they need these grades just like families and pupils.
Sam, thank you. Sam Reid there.